question one, guys, is solve. It's solve 6x cubed plus 31x squared minus 24x minus 189 equal to 0. Okay, it's a solve question. You'll not be happy until you have how many answers? So at the end of the question you should have x equals something, something and something else. Now we do this via long division. Okay? We have to find a number that will work. What we do is we sort of use the calculator, don't we? To figure out which one's going to work first. In fact, if we do this properly, we can actually figure out which three are going to work first. So 6x cubed, yeah? Plus 31x squared minus 24x. And many people did this in the exam. Okay, so majority did it. Okay, start. How do I know what to start and end with? It's a guesswork, isn't it, really? You might as well go minus 10 to plus 10. I always tell you to have 0 dead center, don't I? 10 to the left, 10 to the right. Let's see what pops up. What am I looking for? Exactly. I'm looking for a root. And what this basically is I draw a graph, okay? And where the graph hits the x-axis, what are these things called? They're the roots, okay? So, where does it hit 0? When is the y value 0? What x values cause the function to be 0? Is basically what you're looking for. So have a look through. Down, 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 down. Minus 3. X equals minus 3 is the first one. Do we have any other ones? Not really, no? Now, what happens is, when does it go from minus to positive to negative? Is it positive right now, is it? There, in between 2 and? There should be an answer in between 2 and 3. And then when does it also happen again? We already got that one, didn't we? There, in between minus 4 and? Minus 5. Do you know what I'm looking at? When it goes from a positive y to a negative y. It means it crosses the axis. Do you get that? Okay. Now that I've established that, I'm now going to do long division. If this is a root, what is a factor? If x equals minus 3 is a root, what's a factor?
X plus 3.
X plus 3. And you divide your x plus 3 into 6x cubed plus 31x squared minus 24x minus 189. Now, put this lots with me. X into 6x cubed.
6x squared.
Okay. Multiply it back out.
6x cubed minus.
It'd be 18x squared, won't it? Change signs. After that, 13x squared, yeah? Then bring the 24 down. What's here? 13x. Because x into 13x squared is 13x. Multiply it out.
13x squared.
Yeah.
Plus 39.
Okay, and then after that, take it away. What do you get?
Minus
63, is it? Bring it down to minus 189. 189 is how many times bigger than 63?
3.
And 3 is bigger, 3 times bigger than 1. It means more than likely it's going to work out. 63x minus 63x divided by x.
Minus 63.
And then?
Minus 63x plus 189.
Be minus 189 at the start. Change the signs. 0. How many people got that far? Okay. So, yeah.
There's also no fun horse with just put a line in at the end, so that's
Just let me have a look at it later. Here you go, just mark it off and come back to me. Alright, So guys, what I'm basically saying here is that see this big equation up here, see this big cubic here. I'm saying that this here is exactly the same as multiplying x plus 3 by 6x squared plus 13x minus 63. Would everybody agree with that? This bracket multiplied by that bracket will result in the yellow there, yeah? Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to factorize the last part. Do you see that? Or I'm going to do the minus b formula, can't I? I'll do the minus b formula. So, we already know x equals minus 3, but now we have to put the second part equal to 0 and figure out what's going on here. A equals 6, b equals, c equals. Okay, so what do we get here? Minus 13 plus or minus the square root of b squared. Then what's after that? 13 squared minus 4 times minus 63, all divided by 2 times 6. Can anybody tell me what happens in the square root sign there? Somebody got it right, so somebody let me know. Plus or minus what?
Plus 41.
Huh?
Plus
41. All over 12. And what did we say we get then? 41 minus 13? 28, is it? 28 over 12, and what's the other one? Minus 13 plus 41? Minus 54 over 12. What's the answer to the first one? 28 divided by 12, guys?
7
Sorry?
3.
7 over 3. And the other one? Minus 9 over 2. And there's your 3 answers. And the other one was. Everybody right with that? Okay. Who got full marks? Dave and Kim. Okay, so decent bulk of your marks there, Kim. Now, next one, this one here. Is that alright with you guys? The simultaneous equation one. Okay, so solve the following simultaneous equations. Now, I'm going to multiply this one by 2 and this one by 2. And what I'm going to get is 5x plus 2y plus 20z equals 80. The second one I'm going to multiply by 2. 2x plus 1y plus 8z equals 42. Half of you have already made the mistake you made. About 3 or 4 of you have already made the first mistake. And that's what cost you for the rest of it. Okay, but I only took marks away at the start. If you did the rest of it correct, you still got decent marks.
Like what mistake?
Some of you forgot to multiply by 2, so some of you still had that as a 21 instead of 42. Stuff like that. Sorry?
4x plus 1y.
Yes, it is. And even if I don't double check, I pick up a mistake as well. So remember I said about checking mechanisms, where you stop and you check before you proceed? You gotta keep doing that. Now, some of you very nicely labelled them A, B and C, which I was very appreciative of. I could follow what was going on quite easy. You make a choice here. Do you want x's and y's in your 2 simultaneous equations? Do you want y's and z's? Or do you want x's and z's? There is no wrong choice. You want 2 equations that either have nothing but x and z's in them, nothing but x's and y's in them, or nothing but y's and z's. I'm looking up and I go, do you know what's really easy to get rid of? The y's. How do I know the y's are really easy to get rid of? Look at them. That's a 1y. That's a 1y, that's a 2y. They're nicer numbers than the other ones, aren't they? So that's why I'm going to target the y's out of sheer laziness, nothing else.
What?
Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start off with b minus c. Is everybody alright with b minus c? You know what I'm doing with b minus c, don't you? Top minus bottom. So 3x, cancel, what's after that? 7z, you're taking away the bottom. And then 42 minus 16, 26. That's B minus C done. Okay. I'm next going to do A minus 2C. Is that right with you guys? So A.
You don't have to change them signs. You didn't change them signs there. That's 2 plus y's.
I did in my head, but look, if you really want.
Like, I got a completely different answer. Like, that B and C there.
My
Yeah,
B and C are different to your B and C. Do you understand? You might have jumbled them up differently than me.
Oh, yeah.
Is that alright?
Yeah.
So look, I have 3x plus 7z equals 26. Okay?
Yeah.
I basically made them all minuses and added downwards. Okay? Now, what's going to happen next is I'm going to do A, which is 5x plus 2y plus 20z equals 80. Underneath that, I'm going to do minus 2c. 2 times c is minus 2x minus 2y minus 2z minus 32. What's next? 3x plus equals 48. Now, quite conveniently, they're both actually 3x's, aren't they? So what can I do next? Multiply one of them by minus 1. And that will be all I need really. So I'll multiply the top one by minus 1. Actually either, I'll do the bottom one, never mind me. Have a look at that. So what's next then?
11z.
Minus 11z equals minus 22. Z will equal 2. Replace Z equals 2 into 7z, and what you get? 14. 3x equals 12, x will equal 4.
Bro, I haven't gotten on these. Why didn't I not get on there?
Okay. Mark it off and I'll look at it at the end of class. That is 4. That is 2. 4 plus 2. 6. Y must be. Is Y 10?
Yeah.
Who got full marks on that? Is Y 10 dead?
Yeah.
One at 8.
What?
Ah, that's unfair.
Lads, something on. The sign, is that question 3 now we're on? Is question 3 we're on, or? Yeah.
You skipped part 1 of question 2, well, part A of question 2.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
So, oh, sorry, I know where it is now. That one there?
Yeah.
Okay. So, it's 2x squared plus 1x minus 15 greater than or equal to 0. So basically, what type of a function is that? A U shape or an M shape? It's a U shape, isn't it? I can find out the roots, can't I? How do I find out the roots? How do I find the roots?
Oh, you put like that.
Or
sub in 0. Or just
reference number?
Yeah, reference number, yeah.
Minus 30. Go for plus 6 and minus 5.
Yeah.
Go for 2x squared plus 6x. What's the other one then? Minus 5x minus. Then go for, now I spent a long time doing reference numbers, which there was a couple of easy reference number mistakes. Can't be doing that. Right, that hurt. Hurt my soul. So, would everybody agree with 2x minus 5 and x plus 3? Now, you solve it like you normally would. 2x minus 5 equals 0, x plus 3 equals 0. Then you say x equals minus 3 and x equals, 2x equals 5, x equals 5 over 2. This means one of them is 2.5 and the other one is minus 3. What shape did we say this was again? Okay.
Can we have to throw it out now?
Yeah, I taught you this way. So at the time when you did these in the mini exam, that's what you
What was
did.
your last mark and I'm throwing it out?
well, if you got it right without drawing it out, great, but I think a lot of us will get it wrong.
Answers and you only gave me 6 out of 10.
Okay, let me finish first, would you?
Nice, come on.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good idea if I finish before you start questioning mark, it would be very useful. Now, it says bigger than 0, right? Yeah? So it's bigger than 0 at this yellow part here and this yellow part here. In the blue part it's smaller than 0. We want the two yellow parts. The two yellow parts read x is smaller than or equal to -3. Everything to the left of -3 and everything to the right of 2.5. That's where you'd lose your marks if you didn't have those two inequalities lined up like that.
Oh, boy.
Alright? I'll pause it here. Okay. Lucky enough we have another one of these as well, so is it question 3 next?
Yes.
Question 3, okay. Now lads, in question 3 we're given a formula, okay? The formula is the amount of carbon is e to the power of minus 0.693 T over 5730. So guys, here's what's effectively happening. What does proportion mean? If I said 0.9, what does that mean? 90%. Keen. If I said 0.78, what would that mean? 78%. So here, look what happens here, right? So I enter this formula into my calculator. Okay? So I do the table function. I told you I'm very fond of the table function when you can use it. And then you go minus 0.693. What letter should I use? Going to use x divided by. Now, let's go every 10 years, let's say, or 50 years even. So let's go up to 500, let's say. Step of 50s. In time, when time equals 0, you have all of your carbon left. Does that make sense? After 50 years, how much carbon do you have left? 99.39%. After 500 years, you have 94%. So I think what we've learned from that is that 50 wasn't big enough, was it? Probably around, let's say, let's go up in thousands even. Start at 0, let's end at 10,000. Just get a whole picture of what's going on here. After 1,000 years I have 88% of my carbon left. After 5,000 years, 54%. And after 10,000 years, 29.83% of my carbon's left over. Does that make sense? Now, what does it ask me? After 2,000 years, how much do I have? Well, I have it here, don't I? 0.7851. Well, all you need to do is replace your t value with 2,000. Put all of that into the calculator, exactly as it looks, and you get what's a 0.7851? That was really easy marks, wasn't it? If you knew it. Yeah. Okay. Now, he said that the proportion is 0.3402. Yeah, 3402. Ever happy with that? How many years did it take to get down to 3402? Let's have a look. Somewhere in between 8,000 and. Would you agree with that? It crosses the 0.3402 line somewhere in between those two dates. So I'm expecting my answers maybe to be in the high 8,000s. Okay, let's figure out if it is or not. We get the formula again. What's the formula again? Q equals e to the power of
Minus
0.93t divided by
573.
Now, what is the point of the question? Find how long it takes to two significant figures. Correct to Susan. Did I cut out part of it? Where does it say the time? Find the age of them. It's the last part. find the age of the carbon sample, i.e. find the time. The time is stuck in the power position. What do you do when your variable is stuck in the power position? You log both sides. Specifically, you can use any log you want, can't you? Doesn't matter what log you use, it will still work. I'll use ln. Okay, we'll use ln. So this is going to be ln q, would you agree with that? ln e minus 0.693t over 5730.
It's not ln 0.34.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. ln 0.34.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. It tells me that q is 0.3402. Now, what is the rule when I have a power? So as an example, ln e to the power of x, what can happen to the x? And you get x ln e, and what's ln e? 1. So the answer would be x. Same deal here, bring the power forward, 0.693t, 5730, everybody right with that? ln e, brought the power to the front. What is ln e again? So, get rid of it there. And then ln 0.3402. How do I get this t on its own? I just want that t on its own. How do I do that? What needs to leave for a start? Would you agree it's been divided by 5730? So if I bring the 5730 over to the other side, what happens to it? It turns to multiply. Okay, it's been multiplied by minus 0.0693. When that moves over to your side, what does that become? Divide. Multiplication becomes division. And that will equal t. Now what? Just got to throw it all into the calculator, exactly as it looks. What you get? Anybody? 8915. I think you got fairly far in the stops.
I just didn't put it in the calculator.
I know, that was all.
Don't give me 3 more.
I'll give you 2 more if you want it.
Would you? I was make a difference anyway.
I'll get you 40. Have a look. Alright. Everybody right with that? Okay. Solve the simultaneous equations.
Thanks, sir.
Yup. Now lads, believe it or not, they'd actually ask this at ordinary level. A question like this is in the ordinary level book. Okay? So it's not something that's amazingly difficult or anything like that. Now, this last one we'll do today, okay? And then we'll finish off on that one today, right? Just take it easy for the first day back. Now, what letter do you need to get on its own? Or which equation do you need to start off with? Start with the linear. What do you mean by linear? No squares. In the linear equation, get one letter on its own. What letter would you like to get on its own? Get A on its own, because it's just easier. Minus 2b minus 1. Okay. Now what happens in the quadratic equation?
It's so simple when you do it, sir.
So just got to insert it back in. Oh, that's just b squared at the answer. Now, square it out. We can do the Rory, is it? Minus 2b by minus 2b. Squared. Minus 2b by minus 1. Be plus 2b by 2. Yeah. Plus 4b. Plus 1. This one is potentially hard. See the way the b is at the back there? What's like minus 2 times 3 is the same thing as minus 3 times 2. It doesn't matter what I push to the front. So what I would do in a situation like this, just the way I prefer it, I put the b in here. 3 multiplied by 2 is the same as 2 multiplied by 3. So it doesn't matter which one I put first. Then minus b by minus 2b plus 2b squared minus b by minus 1 plus b another b squared and a minus 3. Now 4 plus 2, 6b squared, 4b plus b, what's that, 5b?
Yeah.
You got it right there, did you?
Yes.
And then he got it right, so he's having his 5b. 1 minus 3
Minus 2.
minus 2.
Yeah, is it not 7b squared?
Oh, sorry. Yes, at the start, 7b squared, yeah. I would have sniffed out, you would sniff out a mistake because you won't be able to get a proper reference number and then you'd go looking. Okay, reference number minus 14. Two numbers that differ by 5 plus 7 and minus 2. 7b squared plus 7b. What is the next part then? Minus 2b. 7b into b plus 1 minus 2 into b plus 1. 7b minus 2. And what's the other one? B plus 1, yeah? So b will equal minus 1. Or 7b will equal 2, b will equal 2 over 7. Please remember that a is, what's a again? Minus 2b minus 1. So a is going to be minus 2 times, we'll start off with 2 sevens minus 1, and a will also be equal to minus 2 times minus 1 minus 1. What are the two a values, David?
1 and minus 11 over 7.
Yeah, this one's 1 and the other one is minus 11 over 7. So when a equals minus 11 over 7, b is equal to 2 sevens. When a equals 1, b equals minus 1. And you're done. How did you